Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a process video for you today, a real quick page that I'm doing in my altered book here for day 20 of One Another from Bythewell4God. This page that I'm doing here, you can see this plaid page is actually one of the digital background papers that you can get that coordinate with the kit. And it has some really bright colors, and so I'm going to try to do what I can here just to tone everything down a little bit. And I have this girl that I wanted to use. She's so cute. It looks like she's kind of stomping through some leaves. So I decided to pull out one of the scraps that I had from the pattern papers that have all these leaves on it. I'm just going to kind of create a little ground for her to walk across down here at the bottom. So I'm just marking on my paper here the width, and then I'm just going to tear along the top just to kind of give it some texture along there, and it just looks like she's kind of stomping through the leaves here. And I actually didn't like the way I had tore that one, so I went with a second piece and just did the same process. And now I'm using my ATG to glue that down, and I'm just trimming off the excess there, and that just will give her a place to kind of sit so she doesn't look like she's kind of floating on the page. I'm going to just dress the outside of this ephemera piece. That comes in the kit, but the ephemera pieces have, you know, a white border around them, and you can fussy cut that. And for this page, because there's already white in the background, all I'm really doing is just kind of distressing it a little bit just to kind of bring in some of the other brown colors that I have from distressing the pages and stuff. So I'm actually using an archival ink to do that in, I believe the color is coffee. And I have this little stamp, this little ticket stamp here, and I want to just create kind of a little layering image. So I'm taking another little leftover of this pattern paper, and it's the like the dot, the Swiss dot on the green background, and I'm just going to stamp out this this ticket on there. I'm having to kind of go into my ink pad. It's drying out a little bit, so I wanted to make sure that my stamp was inked up really well, and then I'm just going to press this down really well, making sure I get all of the a good impression on it this way. And again, this is an archival ink that I'm using here. And then I'm going to just trim this out with my scissors, and I'm going to go around it, and it has a little on the edges, it looks like, you know, a torn ticket stub. So you could kind of use your scissors to cut that, or, you know, even just leave it straight and it would be fine. But I happen to have a little tiny hole punch. And so what I'm going to do is take this this hole punch, and I'm actually going to use like half of the circle of the punch to kind of make those little ticket impressions along the edge of here. And you can do this with any kind of ticket. You know, if a lot of printables and stuff will have tickets, you can do the same thing along the edge. And then I'm just going to go in and just distress around the outside, and that'll kind of cover up anywhere where maybe, you know, I trimmed off a little bit too much or whatever. So it kind of gives it that little torn edge. It's hard to see on camera, but that's what I was doing with that little tiny hole punch. And then I have some other pieces that I'm trying to pull in some of these colors from the background. I was thinking about using this journaling card. This is also from the digitals that you can get that coordinate with the kit. But it just really wasn't going to work with the layout. And so I wanted to pull in more of this kind of this red color as well. So I pulled out a journaling card. I pulled out some other things in this color, kind of matching that umbrella and her boots there. And I'm just going to go ahead on this library card and write out some of the verses from the devotional, and then I have the other journaling card where I have some notes and another verse that came to me while I was studying. And then I have this pocket that I'm going to do this kind of just this craft paper, and so I'm just going to ink this up around the edge, everything. I'm doing that with like all of the pieces on this, and through, you know, I did it throughout the altered book, and it's just kind of one way to tie all of this together. So I'm going to kind of tuck this behind her so that I can have a pocket for my journaling cards to fit down in, and I'm just going to tuck it ever so slightly down behind that paper down at the bottom also, just to kind of anchor it down there. And at this point I thought I was going to use one of these little stickers that come in the kit. They're clear stickers, And it's this cute boot with some flowers or leaves sticking out the top. And I just couldn't really make it work in my mind, so I decided to just go ahead and leave that off. So I went back and forth about it, but in the end I decided I was just going to save that for another page. So I'm going to glue this down. Again, I'm using my ATG. It's just a nice, strong adhesive. And I'm going to tuck it kind of back behind her, and then I will glue her down as well. I just wanted to make sure that I had kind of a pocket to put all my little journaling spots and notes and stuff. As most of the pages that I have in here have a pocket or a tuck spot or something to hold all of the notes. And then I'm going to use this ticket that I stamped, and I have another scrap piece of paper. And I thought about just backing this tab this ticket that I made, but instead I liked how it kind of looked with the whole thing kind of sticking out there. It just gives it, a little bit more interest and another layering piece. So I'm just sticking this up toward the top, and then this will extend down behind the back of my pocket there, and just kind of layering it. Whenever you have pieces that are kind of connecting like that, it just visually kind of brings them all together. And so one of the other things that I wanted to do was get the title of this day on my page, and this is day 20, and so the name of this day is one lawgiver. This day is really talking about the fact that we aren't to judge. That's God's job, not ours. And so I just wanted to put the title, use the alpha stickers for that, and I'm just pulling out these wood veneer leaves that I had. Excuse my arm there. Just to kind of tie everything together and give a little bit of dimension and some more interest to this page. I've been using these a lot. I've had them in my stash forever, and so getting to use them up on this project is really kind of working for me. So I'm using a liquid adhesive here. This is Helmar 450 quick dry glue, and I'm just using that. It's a clear liquid adhesive. It's really strong. So I'm just going along the back side of all of these wood veneer pieces, and just kind of putting them on here in a way that I wanted to use a bunch of different styles of leaves and everything, and just kind of tucking them in places and trying to make sure that I don't get in the way of my pocket, so you can actually get those cards out of there. I'm just checking that now, making sure you can still get in there. And then I'm going to go through, and I need to number my page. Also, this is, like I said, day 20. So I've been putting the day down at the bottom, like as the page number, since I'm working in an altered book. So I'm just kind of putting that down in the left-hand corner there. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of that that archival ink, and just kind of add a little bit of color to those wood veneers. And that is going to be my page. Really simple for today. But it has everything on it that I need, all my notes and everything. So this is what it looks like when it's finished, and there's some close-up photos. If you liked this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye-bye.